how much more fun was this weekend than the previous weekend?
Well, we're in a results-based industry. It's good. I like to bounce back the resolve. Obviously, this game it's the agony of defeat and the thrill of victory. There's nothing in between. It's ride or die right now. It's win or go home. Your season's over. So, yeah, obviously pretty good. But it's on to the next challenge.
Was there any sense of relief, especially Friday night when you got the first goal and like, okay, we're in it, we're going to be all right, as opposed to like, the previous Friday night where you didn't even get a goal?
Yeah, I mean, it's such a fine line. I thought we got a little bit of puck luck. I thought they got puck luck, Bowling Green, in the first series. They're a very good hockey team. I think, tip your cap to Dennis and that group and stuff like that. But I thought maybe we got some bounces that we didn't get in the first series. And that's really, it really comes down to that sometimes.
They appeared to play a very physical style, especially on the forecheck. Does experiencing that for 2 straight weekends help your group build the kind of character it's going to need moving forward when now every game is one and done?
Great question. We had to make some adjustments, and we did that. I think we were better prepared, just having that opponent. And it's the nature. Sometimes when you win, you got the answers. We maybe did some things. I think we matched lines and made some adjustments that way too in the second series that I think helped us a little bit. But ultimately, breaking the puck out's a big part of the game for sure. And then we were able to generate on some chances. I thought we had some good looks. We might not have had the volume you wanted, but even Saturday, I think the shots were 23-24 apiece. And then there's some power plays in there and stuff like that kind of created some separation.
What did you like? We kind of talked about it on Saturday, but you insert Owen and Laurie into the lineup, and they didn't figure on the score sheet on Friday, but they both did Saturday, one with a goal, the other with 2 assists. How important is it to find those guys in moments like this, playoff moments, and have them succeed like they did?
Well, it's everything. When you talk about a team and everybody is important, we're only as strong as our weakest link. Packs thrive, lone wolves starve. It's a real credit to our group. We have a lot of competition, and that breeds success. And the trust and the belief for them to stay with it. I'm sure they've wanted to play more at times, but they've worked so hard in practice, and we try to reward the guys that are going to give us the best chance. And they made our staff look pretty good this weekend. So good for Owen, good for Laurie. That's what you like to see as a coach, when you can bring people into the lineup that bring life, that bring energy, that create value, that make our team better. That's what we're looking for as a coach. And I think that's gets lost. Everybody wants to say, well, it's personal. Coach doesn't like me. We're looking for the best solution to give Michigan Tech the best opportunity. And it's always about growth and getting better, but really proud of those guys. It speaks to the culture and the character of our group, and how important everybody is this time of year and how we need everybody. And they gave us a huge lift.
Owen doesn't get maybe the credit he deserves on Luca's goal at the end of the Saturday night game, but the fact that he chases that puck down and tries to get it on net and it doesn't work, but that wherewithal for him, a kid that again hadn't been playing much, to understand in that moment he's got a job to do, go out and do it. I mean that said a lot too, doesn't it?
It just shows we see it in practice. I've seen it in the practice the last few weeks. He got in earlier in the year. He got hurt right away, and it kind of really set him back. We thought it was going to be a really serious injury. I think it still was a significant injury, but he stayed with it. But you see him win races and battles, and the game is races and battles this time of year to beat out an icing. I think the puck rolled on him there, but we got to play to Luca to create that separation. And then obviously, we got to continue to work on our 5v6. Give Bowling Green credit; they played right to the end, and ultimately, some really big blocks by Tom Leppa and Jack Anderson to soak that at the end to seal it.
Well, and you mentioned Leppa, and he's been so strong in his own end for you, especially down the stretch here, starting, I think, really with Augustana and moving forward, at least as far as I could see. What do you like in what he's doing for you, especially defensively?
Well, I trust him. He realizes, like, Matty Van Blercombe, Carson Burney, Leps, he's brought those two freshmen along. He's brought them into the fight. They've probably been our best line 5-on-5. We played him against Duran's line. The kid's an unbelievable player, by the way. Every time he touches the puck, makes you nervous. So Bowling Green's got some dangerous players, but it just goes to show you every time, like, okay, you guys got an assignment. Check this team, and if you want to score, you can score too. But he's done such a really good job on the penalty kill. He's out there in big face-offs last minute of the game. He prides himself in that. He doesn't cheat for offense. He's reliable. He's dependable. He's kind of if he was a car and you're up and it's 40 below, that engine's going to turn over and crank, and it's going to run. So that'd be my analogy for Leps.
What did you like in how Bart closed the door, especially on Saturday, to make sure that you finished this game with a win?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be ebbs and flows to the year. I thought he was outstanding Saturday. I thought he made some really, really big saves. I thought we played a real clean game for about 50 minutes for the most part. I know they had some chances. When you play good teams, it's going to ebb and flow, and you're going to give stuff up. That's just the nature of the quality of opponent. But he made the saves he needed to. There was a play in front that one of our defenders got tangled up and interfered with that really gave him that look on their second goal with 30-some seconds left. And I think he'd probably want that one back. But I'd tell you, he made so many before that coulda or shoulda went in that he kept out. But we can play a little bit better in front of him. Our team can still play a little bit better, and I think that's the silver lining here is we didn't play our best game yet. We can still go, and we're gonna go back to the drawing board here, get to work here today, have a good week in practice, get ready for a quality opponent. We know we're gonna have our hands full, but I wouldn't want it any other way.
We've talked a lot about Jack and his growth, especially in the second half of the year. The other half of that group is Joe. And Joe comes up with that pass to Tayden on Friday, behind the D, all of that. But he had a really strong weekend for you, didn't he?
No question. And I think Joe's game a lot of times goes under the radar, but once you get a chance to coach him and you see what he brings every day to the rink, to our group, I mean, I don't think anybody likes going practicing against Joe. You better buckle your chin strap and put your work boots on, because he's full throttle every day. He gives it all, and even on their power plays, you could really see the adjustment that he was going out to get in that lane on Sternberg, and that's a tough one to want to block because you know it's coming 95, 100 miles an hour, but it shows you a lot to his character, and it just really the fabric of our team. We need guys to go out and do the job right and execute, and some of those jobs are harder than others, and Joe is a guy that you can count on, that he'll go out and get the job done for us.
You've got Mankato, a team that you've seen 4 times already this year. You drop the 2 games to them there. You win the 2 games against them here. What's it going to take to have the success you had here in their building?
Yeah, I mean, I remember the Friday night there. I would put that up there with, we probably won one of the Air Force game back, obviously. That Friday there was one of our poorest performances. The Saturday night game there that we lost, we played really, really good. Probably could have deserved better fate. If I remember correctly, we gave up a goal in the first minute of the third period that changed the momentum, and then we just couldn't get that equalizer. I think, obviously a lot of respect for Luke. There you can see the separation between winning a championship and fourth place. You're talking about finishing off a goal, or a chance, or not giving up one. So there's not much separation, if any. Really, it's who's going to go out and earn it. It's just going to come down to all the same things we talk about every week. It's goaltending, special teams, our forecheck, our defensive zone coverage, our breakouts, all the little things. And if we can check those boxes and win races and battles and face-offs, all those things. So it's, we're relatively healthy. We got nothing to save it for. And obviously we the greater the challenge, the bigger the opportunity. Let's just call it what it is. We got to win 2 games to get in the national tournament, but it's not looking ahead or past this. We have a quality opponent Saturday night. It's all about one game, and put our best foot forward and enjoy it. Enjoy it. A lot of teams aren't playing anymore, so just go out, have fun, do our best, and let the chips fall where they may. I like our group. I have a lot of confidence in our group.
How do you get to Alex Tracy?
Yeah, same thing. We got to get traffic, and not traffic in the crease, running him over, anything like that, but make him difficult for him to see pucks. Have double stacks, double layers. Somebody at the net. It can be a flash screen. It can be taking his eyes away, and then we got to generate. We got to get pucks to the slot and capitalize on our opportunities. I thought. He's a quality goaltender. He's a really good goaltender, but I think everybody that's left playing right now has got good goaltenders in our league.
Thinking about the first 2 goals you scored Saturday night, I mean, they're the ones off of that pass from Cicek to Stiven. Those kinds of things create all kinds of chaos in front of the net, and that's kind of what you're saying, isn't it? That's what you kind of need around the net in front of Alex.
Well, for sure. Anytime you can change sides, across the Royal Road, the T-axis, get a goalie moving, then, if he's moving and we deliver it, it's hard to control the rebound, and you got people going to the net. And then the other time when you can get goalies moving side to side, it just exponentially increases your chance to score. And, I think Ellie's goal, I think Gordo shot it on there, and then Trem's going to the net, and it goes off. Bernie, we're on a 2-on-1, pass off the pads. I mean, you could see a couple of Bowling Green's goals where we had breakdowns, shot, Bart makes the save, they got free hands at the net. So, that's probably another big part of the weekend. The game within the game is getting under hands and winning the net front battles.
For you as a head coach, does your messaging change at all now that these games are one and done as opposed to weekends?
Our job is to get the team prepared, right? So how do you do that? We'll recap our mission this past weekend, do the video, start really honing in on this opponent. We played them 4 times, and then once it's time to the game, it's just support our guys. It's just to go out and execute. It's all about execution. And we'll start with the preparation, the focus, make sure we give them, everything that they need to have success.